If your marriage is in crisis, you're probably desperate to fix things fast. But here's the thing, most of the marriage recovery advice that you'll find online actually make things worse. Because stabilizing a marriage in crisis requires a counterintuitive approach that most people miss. In the ARC system, we've helped hundreds of dads go from a marriage in crisis to a thriving, unbreakable marriage. And today I'm going to share with you 6 critical steps to stabilize your marriage. Step number 1, stop the bleeding. The first step might sound obvious, but most men get this completely wrong. When your marriage is bleeding out, your instinct is to chase and overcorrect. But that's like trying to stop a car crash by pressing harder on the gas pedal. You're actually accelerating towards the very thing you want to avoid. Here's what you need to do instead. Think of your marriage like a patient in the ER. Just like doctors need to stop the bleeding before they can heal anything, you need to stop making things worse before you can start making them better. This means immediately stopping the behaviors that are causing the most damage. Here are 3 things you can do today to stop the bleeding. Stop pursuing or begging when she asks for space. Stop making promises about changing. And stop trying to force conversations about the relationship. Step number 2, create emotional safety. Most men try to solve the crisis by fixing external problems, by doing more household chores, or making surface level changes like getting to the gym and losing weight. But here's why this is completely backwards. Think of emotional safety like the foundation of a house during an earthquake. You can't fix the walls or repair the roof until the foundation stops shaking. Your wife needs to feel emotionally safe before repairs can begin. Here are 3 things you can do today to create emotional safety. Respect her boundaries consistently. Listen without defending. And manage your emotional reactions. When you react to your wife rather than respond, you destroy the emotional safety. The key here is to learn how to regulate your emotions. Join my free masterclass today where I will teach you how to regulate your emotions and rebuild the emotional safety in your marriage. You can find the link down below. Enroll today. Step number 3, maintain consistent presence. This next step confuses a lot of men because it seems to contradict itself. But there's a crucial difference between being present and being pushy. Here's how to strike that balance. Think of yourself like a lighthouse on a stormy coast. You don't chase after ships or force them to come to you. You simply stay steady, reliable, and visible, letting them know there's a safe harbor when they are ready. Step number 4, rebuild your foundation. At this point, most men make a critical mistake. They focus entirely on their wife's needs while neglecting something crucial, their own needs. Think of yourself like a first responder. You can't help others effectively if you're falling apart yourself. Just like a firefighter needs the proper gear and training before entering a burning building, you need to strengthen your foundations to handle this crisis. Here are 3 things you can do today to strengthen your foundation. Develop healthy stress management practices by implementing meditations or breath work. Establish solid self-care routines by getting to the gym, getting enough sleep, and cutting out alcohol. And build your emotional support network. Most men feel alone when their marriage starts to fall apart. Being around like-minded men when you're going through a crisis can be the difference between success and failure. I want to let you know that you're not alone. We've got an incredible community of dads in our free Facebook group that you can join today. The link's down below. I'll see you on the inside. Step number 5, strategic patience. This next step is the hardest for most men, but it's absolutely critical. Your natural instinct is to push for a quick resolution, but here's why that's actually sabotaging your marriage. Marriage recovery is like healing from a serious injury. Just like you can't rush physical therapy or force muscles to heal faster, you can't rush emotional healing. Pushing too hard, too fast only creates new damage. Here are 3 things you can do today to practice strategic patience. Accept that healing takes time. Focus on small, consistent improvements and resist the urge to force outcomes. Step number 6, recalibrate expectations. This final step is counterintuitive, but it's often the difference between marriages that recover and those that don't. Most men get stuck because they're working towards the wrong goal. Think of your marriage like a GPS recalculating after a wrong turn. The destination might be the same, a healthy marriage, but the route needs to be completely different than before. Trying to follow the old route will only lead to more dead ends. Here are 3 ways to recalibrate your expectations. Focus on becoming a strong, magnetic, independent man rather than on saving the marriage. Accept that the old marriage is gone, making space for something new. And let go of timeline expectations. Remember, stabilizing a marriage in crisis isn't about quick fixes or grand gestures. It's about creating a foundation of safety, of patience and strength that makes healing possible. But here's the thing, knowing how to navigate a crisis is only half the battle. The second part is knowing how to pull your wife back towards you. That's what I'll cover on this next video.